from Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, we have some feel-good Friday stories for you, including a Lincoln Girl Scout bridging the generational gap with her work, and a special Halloween event for our furry friends. But first tonight, some developing news. The Nebraska State Patrol identifying the victims of the shooting at a grain elevator in Superior. NSP says 60-year-old Sandra Nelson of Formosa, Kansas, died at the scene, while 53-year-old Darren Kepke of Hayter, Nebraska, later died at a Lincoln hospital. Police say they were shot and killed by 61-year-old Max Hoskinson. Police say he was fired on Thursday from the job and returned to the job site and started shooting. He was shot and killed by another employee in self-defense. Residents in Superior, which is about an hour and a half south of Grand Island, were shocked at what happened.
I really hope that the families are okay. I'm sorry for your loss, and I really hope that everybody can heal from this. This is a good community, and so they're really good at being able to, pull together and be there for each other. So I hope that, we give them what they need and support.
A vigil is going to be held for the victims this Sunday at the City Park Bandshell there in Superior at 7 p.m. And many times when you hear about a dangerous shooting, it's in a large city in the U.S., but yesterday's tragedy showing that it can really happen anywhere. Channel 8's Ariana Martinez has tips on how you can stay safe in a scary situation. Ariana?
Yeah, that's right, Megan. In the last month in our area, we've seen 2 different situations involving unhappy former employees making threats. This year alone, we've seen 4 incidents where 4 different companies, 2 in Lincoln and 1 outside of Lincoln, and 1 was west of Lincoln, and that was coming from a security guard, which I spoke to today. He says more instances are coming up, and he gave us some tips today. He said, in this order, don't forget, it's run, hide, and fight.
Yes, I know you had some great information from him, Ariana. Hopefully we can get your story a little later in the show, but for now I believe we are going to move on, if we can, to some national news. We're going to move to that fatal shooting on the set of Alec Baldwin's new movie called Rust. The sheriff says the actor fired a prop firearm that killed a cinematographer and injured the director. Here's more from ABC.
An urgent and puzzling investigation into why a shot from a prop gun that police say was fired by actor Alec Baldwin killed 1 crew member and injured another on the set of the Western-inspired film Rust.
An AD that yelled at me at lunch because asking about revision. He's supposed to check the guns. He's responsible for what happened in the now, Mimi? No. I'm a script supervisor.
42-year-old director of photography Helena Hutchins, seen in this Instagram picture posted from the set just days ago, died from her injuries. Heralded as a rising star behind the camera, Hutchins in this post showing her excitement for being a part of the production.
She was the kind of filmmaker who would stand in any uncomfortable place with her camera to get a shot that she thought would be the right shot.
The other shooting victim, 48-year-old director Joel Souza, reportedly released from emergency care. Alec Baldwin tweeting Friday, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Helena Hutchins, a wife, mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours." Baldwin going on to say he's fully cooperating with authorities as they address how this happened.
There is a system of checks and balances before any actor is touching a prop gun, and that usually includes a prop master bringing the prop over to set, then an AD checking the prop gun, and then it goes to the actor.
The district attorney reviewing the incident, releasing a statement saying, "We don't know if charges will be filed. We will look into all the facts and evidence of the case with great discretion."
And Alec Baldwin said in a second tweet earlier today that he is in touch with Helena Hutchins' husband, offering his support to her family. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And now we want to check right back in with Ariana Martinez one more time. Many times when you hear about a dangerous shooting, it's in a large city, but Ariana, when that happened in Superior yesterday, it kind of shows that it can happen anywhere.
Yes, exactly, Megan. And last month in our area alone, there were 2 different instances where disgruntled employees came back to their workplace and they were making threats.
This year alone, I had 4 incidents where 4 different companies, 2 in Lincoln, 1 outside of Lincoln, 1 out west, called me, all within 3 months.
All 4 of those companies had threats made against them.
An employee made a threat. Each and every one of them couldn't say if the team member was serious or not, but the way they handled that by hiring security was, I would say, the best option that they could have done.
Tarikio Watson owns a security company, and he wants you to know if you find yourself in an active shooter situation, there are 3 things to remember, and remember in this order: run, hide, fight.
Run in the opposite direction. Use your nearest exit, far from the shooter. You should focus on one life at a time, and that's your life. Say that you're running in, you're at a dead end, you got a room. You should hide yourself in that room, barricade the door. If you can't run, if you can't hide, you should fight. You should arm yourself with whatever you can. A fire hydrant, a chair, anything can be a weapon.
If your business feels they need security, but doesn't want to alarm anyone with a dressed out guard, you do have the option to have security dressed in street clothes.
Concealed, carried, so everyone can feel comfortable and safe. And while that's all taking place, your business is being protected at the same time.
And Ariana, with the shooting in Superior yesterday, there was a shotgun used to stop the shooter. Did the security guard mention any tips for businesses who have a firearm on the premises?
Yes, actually he did. He said if there is a firearm in the premises, it should be in a safe at all times. He said the less people who know where it is, the better. And the person in charge of using it should be trained. They are responsible for every bullet that leaves that barrel.
Ariana Martinez, thank you very much for that story tonight. And A&M Security says they will be doing self-defense and active shooter training soon for anyone who is interested, so we'll try to keep you updated on those. Now we want to give you some good news on this Friday. Tonight we're introducing you to Elise Benson, a Lincoln East graduate and current UNL freshman. She was awarded the Girl Scouts Gold Award for this year for creating a program that connects the elderly with high school students.
I just felt really comfortable around older people and making conversation, even though with that huge age gap. And I just really wanted to not only help the residents find a friend, especially that, you know, they don't already have family here to visit. I wanted them to get a visitor, but I also wanted my high school classmates to gain communication skills and feel comfortable.
The program is called Generations Connect. Elise says her mom inspired the idea. Elise wanted to find ways for those residents to feel loved in their final stages of life. So she connected students with them to have conversations or play games. They were even able to work around COVID by writing messages in sidewalk chalk and FaceTiming with the residents.
And with that, I was able to see lots of communication between these people that were 70 years apart in age, which was really just heartwarming to see.
The Girl Scout Gold Award is a national honor, and Elise was one of only 5 Nebraskans to receive it. Since she's now a full-time college student, Generations Connect is in the hands of the Key Club here in Lincoln. You know, Halloween isn't just for the kids. This year, there's a special event for our furry friends.
With this being our first Wooftacular Trunk or Treat, we were able to get over 14 vendors out. You'll be able to bring your dog and kids and go around the vendors and trick or treat. We have some stuff for purchase. We have the Waffle Man coming out. You'll be able to buy waffles. We have bobbing for hot dogs. We have a pet costume contest and just more fun stuff like that.
The event is tomorrow from 5 to 8 p.m. Always sneaky cute at the Pylock Pet Adoption Center near 70th and Highway 2. They do ask for a small donation for each trick-or-treater who participates. Kids will receive candy while dogs will get treats, goodie bags, and toys. This gives dog parents the opportunity to celebrate Halloween in a fun way, all while helping a good cause.
My cousins and siblings and everything get to take their kids to do stuff, and so I wanted more opportunities to take my dog. I love being able to dress him up. He tolerates the costumes.
If you want to go to the event, take out your cell phone right now and scan that QR code, or we also have all the information on our website, klkntv.com. Time now for your first weather. John, a little bit warmer today. Overall, a beautiful Friday.
That's right. Lots of sunshine around and temperatures a bit warmer than yesterday, where we had kind of an anomaly yesterday of temperatures only in the upper 50s. The only day this month to not reach 60 degrees for a high temperature. This morning was chilly. We made it down to 28. It's the coldest temperature on this date in 8 years. And now this afternoon with some sunshine around, temperatures are warming, especially west of Lincoln, where temperatures are upwards of 20 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. We'd mentioned a front was going to be sitting right through the middle of the area today, and that is the case. You can see there's nearly a 20-degree spread from Omaha out to Kearney, where temperatures are in the lower to mid 70s right now. 75 in Hastings. It's even 76 degrees in Hebron. We've got 61 degrees right now in Lincoln. We hit a high temperature today of 63. Look back to the west, into the southwest. It is nearly 80 degrees right now in McCook. Now we've got lots of sunshine across the area this afternoon, and now as we head towards the evening, we are watching a weather system that's down, area of low pressure down into New Mexico. That will play a big role in our weather for this coming weekend. That brings with it a chance for some rain. We'll time out when the rain comes and when it leaves. That's coming up in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
All right, thank you very much, John. A recall alert tonight on an aromatherapy room spray from Walmart. Nearly 4,000 bottles are being recalled, and some were sold here in Lincoln stores. Now, it's multiple scents of the Better Homes and Garden spray that are affected. The CDC says at least 4 people in different states came down with a rare and dangerous bacteria, and that bacteria was then found in a spray bottle in one of the victims' homes. Some good news on the economic front. Nebraska's unemployment rate for September is the nation's lowest and the lowest on record for the state. It's at 2% now. In August, it was at 2.2%. The former State Fair finance director has been sentenced after he stole hundreds of thousands of dollars. Patrick Kupke got 30 days in jail and 15 years probation. He'll also have to pay back nearly $160,000. Back in 2019, a state audit found Kupke had registered a business which the fair had then paid around $150,000 without proper documentation. Still to come on the news tonight, more information about the Haiti kidnappings, including death threats by a gang leader. That and more after the break. Now to Haiti, we're learning more about the American hostages there. The leader of the gang that is believed to be responsible for their kidnapping is now threatening their lives if demands are not met. ABC's Marcus Moore has the details.
This morning, the head of the 400 Mawozo gang believed to be responsible for kidnapping 16 Americans issuing an ominous threat, saying if he doesn't get what he wants, he will put a bullet in the head of the Americans. Wilson Joseph, the man you see in the blue suit, threatening to kill the American and Canadian hostages if he's not paid $17 million, $1 million per hostage. Joseph also threatening the chief of police and prime minister, saying, quote, "I will make you guys cry blood." U.S. officials now investigating that video. This as instability in Haiti escalates. Protesters setting tires on fire in Port-au-Prince, massive street signs being used as barriers to block the roads. Michigan pastor Ron Marks saying one of the families was part of his congregation and he heard from them on a daily basis until the kidnapping.
The father of the group was there to teach other church leaders in Haiti. These are like children and grandchildren to us, besides being part of our church family.
We are now approaching a full 7 days since those 17 men, women, and children were kidnapped, and there's been no resolution. In the meantime, the conditions on the ground here in Haiti seem to be getting worse. Marcus Moore, ABC News, Port-au-Prince.
And the 17 missionaries kidnapped in Haiti are a reminder of the risks that come with mission trips. For many, they take a faith over fear approach because they feel compelled to help out somewhere else in the world. At Lincoln's Christ Place Church, trips aren't without risk, but organizers work with locals to make sure they're keeping people safe. Now, though, there's a completely risk-free version of mission trips that came out of the pandemic.
Instead of just going, well, things are just shut down, we can't do anything. It's like, hey, how can we rethink of just what it looks like to still just invest globally and stay connected? And that's when the idea of a virtual trip started to be a conversation.
And those virtual trips are expected to stay the norm in many church communities, giving everyone an option.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer.
Not too bad of a day this afternoon with lots of sunshine around and temperatures warming back up into the 60s. Officially today we'll go into the books below normal. It is our second consecutive day of having that happen. And the question is, can we get a third consecutive day of that? We've not had 3 consecutive days below normal since back in September. So we're overdue for a string of temperatures like that. Beautiful view right now from Honda of Lincoln looking to the southwest where the sun will be setting. By the way, we lose 4 minutes of daylight tomorrow from sunset to sunrise to sunset. Right now we're down to 61 degrees at the airport. It's 59 degrees on the southwest side of town, 61 both on the east and south side of Lincoln at this moment. Temperatures to the south. Take a look at this. There's definitely a front hanging out. West of that, it is much warmer. Temperatures in the lower to middle, even upper 70s. It's 76 degrees right now in Hebron. Back in the southwest corner of the state, McCook right now sitting at 78 degrees. This morning, we dropped, boy did we drop, 28 degrees officially at the airport. This morning around town, we dropped to 30 to 32 degrees. This is the coldest temperature in Lincoln since April 22nd. It's also the first time we've gone below freezing in Lincoln since April 22nd, almost exactly 6 months to the day to see temperatures that cold. And take a look at some of the other temperatures around the area. Down to 27 degrees in Columbus and 27 degrees in Wahoo. 28 in Albion, of course Lincoln, but also Greeley and Ord dropping that low. This evening we will see our temperatures not too bad for our game of the week because it's further west. It's west of the warm front, or the front that's sitting through the area. So 64 degrees at kickoff, but temperatures will drop quickly as after the sun sets. Down to 57 degrees by 8, 50 degrees by 9 o'clock this evening. That's out for the Seward Aurora football game. It's our game of the week. Otherwise, for this evening, we'll have clear skies outside. Temperatures dropping in Lincoln to 49 degrees by 10 o'clock. We'll eventually drop back into the 30s tomorrow morning. Maybe not a whole lot of frost because there will be just enough wind and temperatures will be warmer than what they were this morning. Although we could see some frost up towards Columbus with a temperature of 34 degrees. For tomorrow, we will see clouds on the increase with skies turning mostly cloudy by afternoon. Temperature-wise, we'll be getting back up into the lower 60s around here. And look for mostly cloudy skies as we head towards the afternoon hours. A high temperature of 63 degrees in Lincoln, 64 in Beatrice, 62 in Seward. Winds will be out of the east, sustained 7 to 14 miles per hour with some gusts at times to 20 miles per hour. Now, tomorrow evening, we will start to talk about a chance for some showers. I think after 8 o'clock in the Lincoln area, we could have an isolated shower, but more so as we head past the midnight hour. You'll notice by 11 o'clock, we start to see some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms moving in towards the state line down to the south. Those will spread overhead as we go through the overnight. Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, we could have some rumbles of thunder out there, and we may keep the rain around through much of the morning as well as lingering on through the day. We've been talking about for several days some questions as to whether or not this will linger, and I think it is going to linger into Sunday afternoon. You'll see through noon one of our computer models suggesting anywhere from just about 1/10 of an inch to maybe 1.5 inches of rain, depending upon if you get caught underneath some of these rain bands coming our way for Sunday. It's cooler on Sunday's high, 58 degrees, 60 degrees coming our way for Monday. Next weather system comes in Tuesday. Still some question if it's going to be late Tuesday night or if it's going to be more so Wednesday. I'm going to go more on the Tuesday route right now, but just know it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll see some rain coming through. Behind that, some winds begin to pick up, cooler temperatures. We're still looking for temperatures to be in the 60s for next weekend. It'll be for the Purdue-Nebraska game on Saturday, and of course, Halloween next Sunday.
All right. Thank you very much, John. A split day on Wall Street today. The Dow gaining 74 points while the NASDAQ was down 125.5. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source. You know, John, in my book, Fridays are always great, but the icing on the cake is when there's beautiful weather, too. And folks have a beautiful night for Friday night lights and football tonight, too.
And it really depends upon where you live this evening, where it's going to start at. You know, parts of the area today, it was shorts weather. Temperatures made it into the middle, upper 70s. Other areas to the east were much cooler because we had a front sitting right through the middle. You can see temperatures as of 5 o'clock where we've got, didn't make it out of the mid 50s today in Omaha, but it's 75 degrees right now in Hastings. So games that are further to the west will likely start out a bit warmer this evening. I think that's going to be the case for our game of the week between Seward and Aurora. Look for a temperature of 64 degrees by 7, but then it starts to drop pretty quickly. By 8 o'clock down to 57, 50 degrees by 9 o'clock. Otherwise around here for the rest of this evening, we'll see temperatures 60 degrees by 6, 52 degrees by 8, and 48 degrees by 10. I'm watching this weather system to the southwest. It brings us a chance for rain for the second half of the weekend.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you all for joining us. Stay tuned. World News Tonight with David Muir is up next, and then we'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock. Have a great evening.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Stop by Comfort Made Mattress Factory today and save up to $500 with our bigger bed, smaller price sales event. Locally owned Comfort Made Mattress Factory.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by CHRISTENSEN Hearing Analytics.
Located in Gretna, Nebraska is every family's favorite fall festival, Vallis Pumpkin Patch. Buy tickets online at vallispumpkinpatch.com.
If you love food, love fun, love fall, you'll love Vallis Pumpkin Patch best of all.
At Menards, we have everything you need to create the bathroom of your dreams. Get a spacious and modern shower with Sterling. These showers, tubs, and doors are durable, easy to clean, and now all 11% off. Complete your home updates with DAP silicone sealant. It provides a watertight, flexible seal that won't crack or shrink. Save today with 11% off all DAP products. Get 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Current eligible GMC owners get $2,500 purchase allowance on 2021 GMC Sierra Light Duty Crew Cab models when you finance through GM Financial. Visit these Central Nebraska GMC dealers.
Tired of getting up and down that ladder every year to decorate for the holidays? Neiman & Sons are here to help you with Halo Custom Lighting. Whether it's Halloween, Christmas, or a special occasion, Neiman & Sons is here to help you. You'll have worry and hassle-free outdoor lighting that's completely customizable. Plus, its discreet design and durability lets you keep your lights up for more than 20 years. Visit NeimanandSons.com to schedule your free estimate on installation.
Welcome to the Woodlands at Hillcrest, a premier senior living community offering both assisted living and memory care services. Schedule your personalized experience at the Woodlands at Hillcrest today.
Wakey, wakey. New coffee at Casey's. Wakey, wakey. Ooh, new breakfast at Casey's. Huh? Hey! Wakey, wakey! Go to Casey's!
For all new breakfast, featuring delicious on-the-go sandwiches like the signature handheld wrapped in our made-from-scratch dough. And get a new bean-to-cup coffee for just $1 with your hot breakfast purchase.
Wakey, wakey! Go to Casey's!
For all new breakfast.
Ready for this?
1, 2, 3, up.
At Madonna Rehabilitation Hospitals, we measure our success in the breakthroughs we help our patients make. So when some might say, I can't, at Madonna we work hard to say, now you can. Visit Madonna.org.
Tickets on sale now. RocaberryFarm.com.
Tonight, the stunning, deadly shooting on a movie set now under investigation. Actor Alec Baldwin's first comments about the tragedy. Baldwin firing a prop gun during filming in Santa Fe, describing his shock and sadness over accidentally killing director of photography Halyna Hutchins and wounding the director. The gun's supposed to be loaded with blanks. Questions now about safety protocols, crew members walking off the set, and at least 2 accidental discharges in the last week. And we're now hearing the 911 calls for help moments after the shooting. Kaylee Hartung is in Santa Fe. Major news tonight about COVID vaccines and children. Data showing Pfizer's vaccine nearly 91% effective against symptomatic illness in children 5 to 11. FDA advisors meeting next week to consider authorization. Also tonight, more than 70 million Americans now eligible for boosters of every vaccine available in the U.S. The Supreme Court tonight refusing to immediately block the Texas abortion law, banning almost all abortions in the state. The justices agreeing to hear arguments on November 1st. The White House and Democrats inching closer to a deal to pass President Biden's nearly $2 trillion spending plan. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi at the White House today saying it's more than 90% done. The president revealing what's still in and what's been cut out. Rachel Scott on the Hill tonight. The major university suspending a fraternity over allegations of sexual assault and reports of drugging drinks at parties. Your money tonight, rising prices at the store and at the pump. The average household spending an extra $175 per month. The price of gas up $1.20 from a year ago. How long until prices are expected to go back down? Walmart tonight recalling an aromatherapy room spray linked to a rare, potentially deadly bacteria. 2 reported deaths possibly tied to the spray. The CDC now investigating. And the incredible rescue, millions cheering the video of a dog pulled from the open ocean off the Florida coast.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. It's great to have you with us on a busy Friday night. I'm Whit Johnson in for David. And we begin with that deadly movie set tragedy. Actor Alec Baldwin firing a prop gun, killing the movie's cinematographer and wounding the director. Tonight, the production has been halted and the investigation is underway. Baldwin is one of the producers of the Western called Rust, filming in the desert on the outskirts of Santa Fe, New Mexico. The projectile striking the director of photography, Helena Hutchins, who was airlifted to the hospital but did not survive. She leaves behind a husband and a son. The director, Joel Souza, also wounded but treated at the hospital and released. Images of a distraught Alec Baldwin after the incident. Today he tweeted, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness," and saying he had reached out to Hutchins' husband. Tonight, amid the grief, we're learning the crew had complained about safety on the set, saying there were at least 2 accidental discharges in the last week. ABC's Kaylee Hartung leads us off in Santa Fe.
Tonight, the urgent investigation into that horrifying movie set shooting. Police say Alec Baldwin firing a prop gun, accidentally killing a cinematographer and injuring the director during the production of the Western Rust. For the first time, we're hearing the chilling 911 calls.
We've had 2 people accidentally shot on a movie set by a prop gun. We need help immediately.
In another call, the person describing the chaos on the set.
This AD that yelled at me at lunch because asking about revisions. He's supposed to check the guns. He's responsible for it.
Late today, a crew member telling ABC News almost the entire camera department walked off the set just hours before the shooting, saying the issue of gun safety had been brought up by the camera crew and brushed off repeatedly by producers. Also saying because of the film's small budget, they were cutting corners. The movie's producers reportedly left scrambling and reportedly bringing in several non-union replacements. ABC News obtaining an email from an entertainment union, Local 44, to its members, saying a single live round was accidentally fired from a prop gun, but investigators have not confirmed that or who handed the gun to Baldwin. The projectile striking and killing 42-year-old cinematographer Helena Hutchins, widely regarded as a rising star in the industry, and wounding director Joel Souza in the shoulder. Baldwin seen here doubled over in agony moments after being questioned by police, breaking his silence today, tweeting, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness," saying he's fully cooperating with the investigation, adding his heart is broken and he's in touch with Helena's grieving husband. A source telling ABC News, Hutchins' husband Matthew says Baldwin has been very supportive. A witness reportedly telling Showbiz 411 that moments after the shooting, Baldwin kept saying, quote, "In all my years, I've never been handed a hot gun." It's been nearly 30 years since a similar tragedy claimed the life of actor Brandon Lee, son of Bruce Lee, during filming of the movie The Crow. He was shot with a prop gun that had a live round of ammunition lodged inside. ABC News obtaining the industry standard safety bulletin emphasizing blanks can kill. Treat all firearms as though they are loaded. Live ammunition is never to be used nor brought onto any studio lot or stage.
There are lots of checks in place.
One Hollywood armorer explaining the safety and security of prop weapons are their responsibility, outlining the strict protocols followed on movie sets.
Nowadays, all weapons are checked, the barrels are checked before any blanks are put into the weapon. There are lots of other protocols in place, including active training beforehand.
Hutchins posting this video on Instagram just days before the tragedy, showing her and the crew on horseback on the set.
This was like something terrible went wrong that should not have gone wrong.
So many questions about how this happened. Kaylee Hartung joins us from outside the sheriff's office in Santa Fe tonight, where witnesses are being questioned. And Kaylee, you're learning more about the safety issues crew members said they experienced on set and the potential red flags before this tragedy.
Yeah, that's right, Whit. We're learning there were at least 2 accidental discharges of that prop gun on the set in the past week. One experienced industry professional telling me it is unfathomable how live ammunition could make it anywhere near a set. No charges have been filed yet here, but the DA is not ruling that out, Whit.
And that investigation just getting underway. Kaylee, thank you. We move now to the pandemic and the battle to protect children. Pfizer reporting its vaccine for children 5 to 11 years old is nearly 91% effective against symptomatic illness. Pfizer also reporting their study found the vaccine was safe with no cases of a rare heart inflammation side effect known as myocarditis. The FDA meeting next week, too, to consider authorization. The company's vaccine already in production, including smaller doses, smaller vials for the younger children. Also tonight, more Americans rolling up their sleeves to get booster shots after the CDC officially endorsed Moderna and Johnson & Johnson boosters for certain age groups and said it's okay to mix and match them. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
With vaccinations of younger children expected within weeks, tonight parents are finally getting their first look at how the Pfizer shot performed in 5 to 11-year-olds.
Stay loose. 1, 2, 3.
The company reporting its trial of more than 2,200 children showed the vaccine was nearly 91% effective at preventing symptomatic disease, and there were no cases of severe illness.
The immune response was wonderful. It was comparable to that seen in 16 to 25-year-olds. We know that it's safe. We know that it produces neutralizing antibodies against the virus.
At 1/3 of the adult dose, Pfizer saw no cases of myocarditis, a very rare but known side effect which tends to happen more often in young men a few weeks after the second dose.
These several thousand pediatric-aged patients, 5 through 11, have been followed for that period of time and so far have not experienced any myocarditis.
Any other side effects from the vaccine were mild.
Feels good.
9-year-old twins Marisol and Alejandra Gerardo experienced a sore arm and fatigue when they got their vaccine as part of the trial back in March.
I think having now been to school and been able to share this with their friends and talk about it, I think they're now really eager to see their friends vaccinated.
More than 11 million 12 to 17-year-olds have already been vaccinated. Across the country today, a new wave of boosters from Moderna and J&J after that green light from the CDC.
I woke up to the news this morning and it was approved and got right online, made my appointment, came right down.
And now there's flexibility for people who want to mix vaccines, allowing them to choose a different vaccine brand from the one they originally got.
There may be people who have a preference for whatever reason to get something else. We would encourage them to discuss it with their physician or pharmacist, to come to the CDC website.
People making those decisions on boosters. Ariel Reshef joins us now. But Ariel, let's go back to children ages 5 to 11 because so many parents are awaiting news on this. That FDA panel is meeting next week. Walk us through the timeline here.
Well, with the FDA panel, we'll meet on Tuesday, and then the CDC is expected to weigh in 1 week after that. So we could see a green light for